Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Yeah, let's get going on a Tuesday morning. It's going to be a high of about 54 today. You're waking up to some rain, however. It's going to be off and on through the morning and then just a cloudy afternoon. Even warmer tomorrow as we will hit 60. So, yeah, once the rain stops, if you can get out and enjoy it, do. I'm definitely going to need a pick-me-up because I know it's going to be it's a sad day today. And today it's for me. But I know that other people have gone through this. It's kind of a universal feeling because I know at the end of today, life will not be the same for a while.
Oh.
Because today will be the release of the final episode of Paradise, so I'll finish that this afternoon. And then tonight, there's 2 more episodes of Landman that we have not finished. Nora and I do a date night every night where we eat dinner and watch the show at the same time. So there's 2 episodes. We watch 2 episodes tonight. We have 2 episodes left. So I know Paradise and Landman will be done today. And that's a very sad day when you end that series or series you've been loving.
See, I went through that last night.
Okay, see, it's a universal feeling.
Cobra Kai, the final episode I watched last night.
Did you like how they ended it with the fly gripping scene?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, that was.
It was about.
I didn't know you watched it.
No, remember I was watching it in the studio?
Oh,
and you
yeah,
got
that's
mad?
right. Yeah, no, I had to put on my headphones. So
On Friday.
He hadn't seen it. He's watching the final episode.
I'm watching the very final moments of the show, which I probably just ruined for some people, so I apologize for that. And as it was
it's
playing,
been out for a while.
As it was playing, it's like, what is that? I'm like, it's the very last 3 minutes or 4 minutes of Cobra Kai. And he's like, wait.
I'm putting on my
headphones on.
Oh, wait, he reacted at a 10?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, shocker,
what
isn't
a
it?
shock.
Shocker, isn't it? Anyways, it'll be a good day because I will tell you this. Then the pick-me-up starts because tomorrow we're going to start Severance.
Oh,
there you go.
All right, do you need my login?
Yeah, I was going to have to make up another email address to get a free trial.
Get a free 5-day trial?
Yeah.
I'll give you my login, but I do want to tell you that if I can't get on to watch Severance because there's like some foreign login,
right?
I'm cutting off access so fast.
I would too. I understand.
Right.
But here's the problem. I might not do it to you because both Nora and I need it for both of our places.
Oh, yeah.
And, having one in Detroit and one
it's
here.
It's not very expensive. No, it is.
No, I'm not. I actually think I might have in my iPhone offers a 3-month free trial or something of Apple TV. So,
but if you can't, I'll in desperation. But your life will change when you start watching Severance. It's that good.
Because I was excited about the cast, and then I think I saw a preview, and then I saw more previews, and I was like, oh, this show's weird.
It is weird, and you basically never know what's going on.
Great. Okay.
It is
but
a
it's
bizarre
so good.
show. It is so bizarre.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll give that a try starting tomorrow.
All right. Well, we'll figure something out with the login.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Let's go on a Tuesday. Let's get started with Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got?
All right. $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Just be the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. Very simple. The New York Yankees will allow this for the first time since the 1970s. It's a team policy. What will they allow for the first time this year since the 1970s? Tell us first at 99700. Get the gift card.
All right, let's get to our Morning Blitz trivia answer. Thick, what you got?
All right, the question was, what will the New York Yankees allow this season for the first time since the 1970s? And the answer is facial hair.
Yeah, they're bringing beards back.
They used to only allow a mustache. They would not allow facial hair, and now all of a sudden they're bringing it back. Managing general partner Hal Steinbrenner said the decision was made after speaking with former and current players. He said it is the appropriate time to move beyond the familiar comfort of our former policy.
Okay.
But your beard must be well-groomed, they said.
Okay.
So I don't know who decides what well-groomed is.
Right.
I mean, there's, a lot of different things you can do, but...
well, welcome to modern times. I mean,
right.
There are so many baseball players that have beards.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are pretty good, too. It's almost like...
Well, I guarantee the fans don't give a damn.
Not at all.
No, but it's like a traditional thing. It's like there are some people in management who are really prideful about their traditions. and they're really hard to give up. And we talked about this on the air not that long ago about how we used to have to wear. There was almost not a uniform, but what do I want to say here? They made girls wear skirts here.
Oh, yeah.
Up
Like a
until
dress
the
code?
90s,
Yeah.
a dress code. Thank you.
Yeah, the guys had to wear.
Think of that.
Guys had to wear a shirt and tie.
Guys had to wear shirts. This was in the 90s, early 90s,
It must have been real early.
early 90s.
Here at the station?
Here
I know,
at the station,
in the 80s for sure.
women had to wear skirts or dresses, and men had to wear a shirt and tie.
Well, I'll tell you, I actually had that happen at my station in Colorado, and it was one of the big radio conglomerate companies, and we got word that it had to be a collared shirt, and you couldn't wear jeans anymore, even for people on the air doing the morning show. Coming in at 4:30, 5 o'clock a.m. We couldn't. We're like, why? And then the CEO came to visit. And we had what was called a town hall meeting where all the employees were there, to talk to the CEO. And I raised my hand. I was like, just curious where the policy came from about the no jeans, collared shirt. And he had the most baffled look on his face. And he looks over at the regional vice president. The regional vice president's like, no idea what you're talking about. So we looked at what's called the market manager, the guy locally who's in charge. Right. And he said, well, I just thought it would be... It was over after that.
Oh, look at you getting things done.
I think here it was, because this station a long time ago was a classic rock station, Magic 99, and I think when it switched to the Blitz in 92?
92.
I think that's when that stuff went away.
Because those rock music lovers, they shirt and tie all the time.
Shirt and tie, baby. That's right.
Come on.
All right. Congrats to Lance Walters from London, Ohio. He was the first one to text in the correct answer. He's got $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
The Morning Blitz with Goose, Kelly, and Thick Rick.
And now, stories from the dark side.
All right. Quick question. What starts with F and ends with UCK and kills a 99-year-old woman?
Oh, boy. An F-Series truck.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah?
F-150.
Fire truck.
Oh.
Yeah. This poor woman in Iowa City, Iowa, was walking down the street near the Legacy Senior Living Center where she lived when a fire truck was leaving an emergency at the old folks' home and apparently did not see her 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And unfortunately, this 99-year-old woman did not make it.
Oh, you live all those years and that's the end?
Right.
Oh.
Right. I mean...
So you've made it 99 years without getting run over by a fire truck, and that's your end.
Don't get me wrong. She lived a full life.
Full life.
But, man, most people who die at 99 die from 99. Like, that's how they go.
Natural causes.
Yeah. But, fire truck. Poor lady. State Patrol is still investigating what is going on there. Story number 2 from the dark side. A Georgia man just got 20 years in prison for bombing his ex's house. Now, here's the thing. Thankfully, no one was hurt. This is getting some traction because of what happened in the courthouse when he argued his sentence. He said, whoa, 20 years, come on now. Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't carry out my other plans of mailing her dog feces and dead rats, shooting arrows into her door, scalping her, or releasing a large python in the house to eat her kid.
So he went through the list of things that he didn't do.
Correct.
That he thought about doing.
Correct.
He should get time off for that, because that's some self-control.
That was his argument. That was his argument. And finally, I'm telling you, every day I am less and less likely to take a cruise. It's always been on my bucket list. But every day I am less and less likely. This is like out of the movie Stand By Me after the blueberry pie eating contest, or after the Family Guy episode where they all drank Epicac to see what would happen. But no, this was actually on the MS Iona, an excellent class cruise ship where apparently something was wrong with their brand new buffet. This ship carries over 5,000 passengers and 1,800 crew members, setting sail for a 7-day cruise across northern Europe. And one day into the journey, passengers began, and I quote, dropping like flies. They said the hallways were filled. People were slipping all over the place. People were throwing up in the restaurants, on the decks, outside the cabins.
Oh, my gosh.
And they said the worst part was, because of this virus flowing throughout the ship, a lot of the employees got sick. So none of the stores were open on board to be able to get any sort of gastrointestinal medicine or salts or fluids. A lot of the medical staff was getting sick. So the sick bay wasn't, handling it like they could. They said it was an absolute disaster.
Gosh. It was a total barfarama.
Absolutely. I do not. I just don't know if I want to take a cruise now.
No.
Or at least until they figure out how to properly disinfect or further testing before you're allowed on the boat. Something. Because if you're going to get that 5,000 people all in this crammed little miniature city and one person gets sick. That's it. Game over.
Like dominoes.
And I'm a sympathy chucker too, so I know if I see something.
Oh, yes.
Something's going down. I mean, I can't watch certain TikTok videos because I just start. Not happening. Those are your stories from the dark side.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
I think a lot of us have been in a situation where you book a vacation and it doesn't go completely as planned, especially when Mother Nature gets involved. Kelly, have you ever been on a vacation that was cut short or completely ruined?
Absolutely, completely washed out. Charlie and I went to Kiowa Island, South Carolina. It's near Charleston. It's a beautiful, Gulf community, beaches on the Atlantic Ocean. It's gorgeous. I love Kiowa Island. We went for 4 days. It was completely washed out. The entire time we were there, it rained.
What did you guys do?
When the rain lightened up, we ended up renting bicycles and riding bicycles in the rain. There's gorgeous, multi-million-dollar mansions that are there, and it was nice. And we ended up, when the rain lightened a bit, trying to play tennis on a waterlogged court. We had a great time because we love to be together and we just we laugh and just make fun of everything.
Yeah.
But it was so disappointing. We drove and a 12-hour drive that's just about 6 hours too long for me. I don't like to be in the car that long. My back starts hurting.
Yep.
I start to complain like I'm 90. So, it was a lot of driving for a lot of rain.
I love a good road trip, and I have made, for years, I lived out in Colorado, and I really couldn't afford to fly back and forth. I would drive from Colorado to home, Detroit is 16, 17 hours.
Damn.
And I love a good road trip, except when it's time to go home.
Yeah,
because driving
that's tough.
After the vacation is the worst.
I drove back home from South Carolina, and Charlie took a nap, and he's like, "Where are we?" I go, "West Virginia." He goes, "What happened to Virginia?" And I'm like, "I went about 95 through Virginia. Got us through there in record time, baby." Yeah, that's a terrible, terrible experience driving home.
Yes. Well, if you've ever had a vacation rained out, or that you're planning a vacation out of season, maybe because you're going to get a better deal and save some money, which I know a lot of people do, then maybe you want to fly with JetBlue, because JetBlue is now offering travelers rain insurance.
Really?
Yep. So here's the deal. It's available on eligible flights and hotel packages booked through JetBlue Vacations, and it offers protection on all kinds of trips, including car rentals and activities. And basically, you're going to get what is equivalent to a full refund. Now, of course, this isn't free. It's basically like vacation insurance.
So you're booking your entire vacation through JetBlue?
Right, because they do those packages where you get the flight, the hotel, and the car, kind of all together. Travel and Leisure Magazine actually tried it out. The weather guarantee for the 11-day trip to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic cost $111. But basically it provided a $2,600 reimbursement, which is the equivalent of the entire trip, basically, if it rained for 3 days. So it's only got to rain for 3 out of your 11 days, which isn't too bad. Here's where it gets a little fishy, however. It has to be, and I quote, excessive rain, which is a little vague. Like, what does that mean?
I know what it means. It means you're not getting your money back.
That very well could be it. The reimbursement is processed automatically. There's no paperwork to file. Basically, they keep an eye on the weather, and if it isn't right, then they will refund you your money. So if you want to give it a try, feel free to do so.
I like it. Okay. I love a trip insurance. I do. We always buy like flight insurance. We buy that just because. Just in case.
Okay.
Yes. However, now this is getting into like rip-off territory, because if you think of, I don't know, what percentage of people are going to be able to claim this? So,
and that's the thing. I think it's a good idea, but I think, the FAA or whoever has to keep an eye on it. And in like a year or so, take all the trips and look at what did they give back compared to the weather. Was it worth it, or are they literally just ripping $111 off from people every time?
It's like health insurance. I mean, they deny, and they're hoping you're going to just stop asking.
Right.
And I'm sure that's exactly how this thing's going to work.
You might be right. Thick, have you ever gone to a restaurant and been like, I really like this cup. I think I'm just going to...
Yeah, but I didn't take it.
You didn't?
No.
You've never taken anything from a restaurant?
Not from a restaurant.
No?
No.
Back in the day,
maybe a hotel room, but not a restaurant.
Back in like the college dorm days, we made it a thing to take a menu.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we had a bookshelf.
Like the big legit menu?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, the crown jewel was the Cheesecake Factory menu.
Big time.
Yeah, I mean,
you probably needed an extra bookshelf.
Yeah, that basically was the War and Peace.
Yes.
That thing is huge. But you're not going to believe what this woman stole in the UK. This woman walked out with a bathroom sink. Yep.
From the restaurant.
From the restaurant. And here's the thing. She wasn't even a patron at the restaurant. Security cameras caught this woman walking into the restaurant, walked right to the restroom, and then about 12 minutes later, she walked out with a very, very large bag, easily big enough to take the bathroom sink. The owner says he and the staff later discovered that the sink and some pipework were mysteriously gone.
Wow.
They looked back at the security footage and saw this woman, only woman really that kind of fit the timeline and fit the apparatus to hold a bathroom sink. She wasn't eating there at the time. She just walked in, went straight to the restroom. And here's the thing. The owner says the sink really wasn't even that expensive. It was imitation stone and will cost about $200 to replace.
How heavy was that thing, I wonder? And here's the thing. Have you ever seen those videos where people are like, if you act like you know what you're doing, you can get in anywhere?
Yes.
They see people getting backstage, into concerts, into any type of exclusive event. If you act like you're supposed to be there, all she needed to do was get a cheap workman shirt with the name Steve on a patch and walk in there and carry that thing out like she was supposed to.
I'm pretty sure if you go to any like thrift store or Goodwill, you can definitely get some sort of Rick's Plumbing with,
Easy.
Rick on the name tag for sure. So walking out with a bathroom sink, needs to be repaired. I got to take this back to the shop to get this all fixed up.
I knew a guy who would get cheap concert tickets, a Ticketmaster ticket when when you just did hard tickets.
Yeah.
To a cheap show. $20. You get these Ticketmaster tickets. He would take it to a show he actually wanted to go to. Bruce Springsteen is where I saw him do this. And just hand the cheap show ticket, to the person taking tickets, and he got in every time because it looked like a ticket, and the guy taking tickets was so busy he wasn't paying attention.
Well, that wouldn't work now with all the digital
It would never.
scanners.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, you can get in places if you just act like... Just be cool.
Yep, I had a buddy that had no problem walking backstage. You just don't stop.
No,
you just keep walking.
If you got a purpose, you got a look in your eye. Like, don't mess with me. I've got to do something back here behind the curtain.
Right,
I'll let you back there.
Carrie said you carry a clipboard and wear a headset. You can get into anything.
Somebody said if you carry a ladder, if you have two guys carrying a ladder, they will let you in anywhere.
That's hilarious.
I love it. There you go. That's your not so breaking news. Hey, real quick, asking for assistance here. If anyone listening or anyone in your family works for Noosa, can you please tell them to lighten up on the lid? Went to grab my yogurt yet again. Why? Yogurt should not be that hard to open. I almost broke a finger trying to get the plastic lid off my little Noosa yogurt. For like the fourth day in a row.
I did like the string of 4-letter words that came out. That was really entertaining.
That was.
Watching that whole thing.
Talk about
happen.
going to a 10.
I'm about to take these down to like the Arnold Classic because they're the only people that can eat from these.
Can I add a product in, please?
Yes.
Perrier glass bottles, the little green ones of Perrier. Mm-hmm. The twist-off cap is impossible to get off. I cannot twist that cap off.
Makes
It
no
is
sense.
way too hard.
And you know what the worst is? And this is so stupid. Of all the things you want easy open, diarrhea medicine is the hardest thing to open in the world. And that should not be. That should be the easiest thing to open. Because when you need it now.
He's still at least a 9.5.
All right, I'll calm down. Hey, we've got Boba Flex tickets to give away. We had so much fun yesterday. We're going to do it again because we're absolutely just going to make Kelly, we're going to make Kelly do it. She's going to pick the winner because we're going to make her the bad guy. I mean, that's what we've got to do. So, yes, exactly. So here we go. If you want to go see Boba Flex coming out, Broken Habits and Electric Dream Machine as well are going to be there. Newport Music Hall on Saturday, April 19th, 800-821-9970. Give us a call right now. It's very simple. You don't have to do anything. You just have to call. And I can tell you this, you have a 1 in 6 chance of winning. Because
You just have to let me judge you. That's it.
You're right, exactly.
And I'm not going to be good about it. I'm not going to be kind about it. I know you all think I'm so nice. Well, Thick doesn't. But you know better, Thick. But, yeah, I get to be the bad guy.
So, 800-821-9970 right now. With phone lines ringing?
Yep.
All right, let's put them all on hold. Pick them up and put them all on hold because I want to meet them one at a time.
All right, Blitz,
Ready?
hang on. Blitz, hang on. Hi, the Blitz, hang on. Hi, the Blitz, hang on. All right, we got one open here.
Ready? Okay.
Line one.
Line one. Who's this? Blitz, hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Whoa. We got 14 people on. Hold on one second.
Hold on. Wait a minute here. I don't know what I did.
Pushing all the buttons.
Try and get these right. Okay, let's try again.
All right, here we go. Let's try again. Blitz, hi, who's this?
Gary.
Jerry. All right, Jerry. Jerry, say hello to Kelly.
Hello.
Hi, Jerry.
All right, Jerry, hang on one second.
Wait a minute.
Blitz, hello, who's this?
This is Jess.
Jess?
On line two.
Jess on line two.
Jess.
All right, say hi to Kelly, Jess.
Hey. Hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Okay, all right,
Hold
Jess,
on.
hang on one second. Line three. Hello, Blitz, who's this?
Oh, we lost them.
Oh, no, there he is. Hello, who's this?
This is Kenny.
Kenny?
Kenny?
Yes.
All right, Kenny. Kenny, say hi to Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kenny.
All right, there's a little. Oh, I heard a little bit in there.
Yeah.
He's trying to win the tickets. All
I'm
right,
looking for energy.
hang on,
so-
Kenny.
Hang on.
Looking for good vibes.
Line four.
Line four, Blitz. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Brandon.
Brandon. All right, Brandon. Say hi to Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Brandon. I love the energy.
Hang on, Brandon.
When did you go Valley Girl? I love the energy.
I need people to
Line
suck
five.
up here.
All right, line five, Blitz. Good morning. Who's this? Hello,
Hello.
This is Jeff.
Jeff. All right, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Say hello to Kelly.
Good morning, Kelly.
Hey, good morning, Jeff.
Okay, after he finally came
Yeah,
around,
yeah.
paid attention.
Like
Jeff,
it.
hang on one second.
And six.
Blitz. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Eric.
Eric. Say hello to Kelly, Eric.
Hey, what's up, Kelly?
Hey,
All
what's
right.
up, Eric?
All right, hang on one second. All right, now that you've met all our contestants,
Yeah.
Jerry, Jess, Kenny, Brandon, Jeff, and Eric, your vibe, we are going to make Kelly be...
I'm the bad guy.
And it's totally up to you for no reason whatsoever other than saying hello to them.
Oh.
Boba Flex tickets on the line. Who's it going to be? You are destroying 5 people's days right now.
All right. Now, Eric did give me a little different take on the Hi, Kelly. He said, "What's up, Kelly? I do like the creativity there." But I think I'm going to have to go with Brandon because he really had an energy I loved.
What line?
Brandon is on line 4. Brandon, congratulations, man. You're going to go see Boba Flex, Broken Hearts, and Electric Dream Machine at Newport Music Hall on Saturday, April 19th. Hang on one second. We have to get some information from you. Let's go to line 2 real quick. Put Brandon back on hold. Jess, are you still there? Jess, are you there?
Yeah.
Kelly said
I'm
F
here.
you. Go away.
Oh my God! I like
You gotta
Jess.
go. Yeah.
No.
You gotta go. Let's go to line 5. Jeff, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Jeff, Kelly said she really doesn't like you whatsoever.
Oh my God!
So you can cut him off.
That's so mean.
No.
I did not.
Hey, Eric.
Which was-
line 6. Eric.
I love you, Eric.
Eric, Kelly said you're second best. You're the first loser. So go ahead.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. Don't even talk to Jerry. He's not worth it. That's what Kelly said. He's not even worth it. So,
Oh, now this one hurt.
Brandon, we're going to get you hooked up with information. We've got one more compare Boba Flex tickets tomorrow, 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Authorities say it was a misunderstanding that led to the active shooter / shelter-in-place order that was issued at Muskingum University yesterday evening. Muskingum County Sheriff Matt Lutz says a staff member was, I guess, listening in of two students. They were talking about, I guess they were retelling an argument between 2 students. And this person who was listening in, overhearing what was happening, thought that there was some type of a gun or hostage situation mentioned. So she told her supervisor, and her supervisor called 911.
Oh.
So all this was somebody listening in on a conversation they weren't a part of, but also feeling like there was need for alarm. I don't know. So I guess she did the right thing.
Telephone game causes school lockdown.
Exactly. So law enforcement searched all of the buildings on campus and then gave an all clear at 9:15 last night. The sheriff says there was no gun on campus, there was no hostage, and no actual threat. Well, for the last few years, as the demand for weight loss drugs Ozempic and Wegovy have soared and created a big shortage of the main ingredient in the injection, semaglutide, so much of a shortage that the FDA did allow drug compounders to make a less expensive off-brand version or versions of the injections to fill that gap. So now these compounding pharmacies have a ton of customers for their knockoff GLP-1 injections. However, the FDA has just declared that Ozempic and Wegovy are no longer in shortage. And the FDA has notified compounders that they have until April 22nd to stop selling their copycat versions. They are not allowed to sell these copycats anymore unless they meet a couple of conditions. You've probably heard of the company, a digital health company called Noom, the digital health company called Hims and Hers.
Yep.
They're being told you need to stop selling these compounded semaglutides.
Yeah, Nora works in a doctor's office, and they have either both or one of the other, Wegovy but there are compound pharmacies where you can just go and they mix it up for you right there.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if that's going to damage these businesses.
Well, it will. I mean, it will because they have so many customers for these compounded injections.
And just because you no longer have a shortage doesn't mean why that's monopolization. Why can't you get a cheaper version?
I think it might be a patent issue at this point. I'm not sure. That this company that what is it? Novo Nordisk, something like that.
Okay,
that's the company. It's their deal. It's their patent,
right?
And it's their thing. And so I don't really know what's going to happen here. If these compounders can prove that their customers need a dosage that's not available from Ozempic and Wegovy,
right, yeah.
Or if you have to take it in a different way, you can't do the injection.
Because here's the other problem too: they have now found that both those drugs or that compound is not only for weight loss; it is helping so many things. They are seeing shrinking in tumors. They are seeing better brain activity in Alzheimer's patients. They are seeing so many benefits to this compound.
Yeah.
To limit it seems weird.
Yeah.
If you can get a cheaper version with the same effects, why wouldn't you allow that?
Right. Yeah, I guess they want you buying the more expensive version.
Shocker.
You can't,
Of course.
You can't buy Joe Zempic anymore. It has to be Ozempic. I got a text message a couple weeks ago demanding I pay my fast track lane tolls by a certain date or I was going to lose my driver's license. Obviously a scam. Turns out similar text messages by the hundreds of thousands have been blasted out across the country, accusing everyone and their brother of toll evasion. Not that we don't know this is a scam. It's an obvious scam. But the FBI has a special name for this type of scam. It's called smishing, where it is a portmanteau of SMS and phishing, smishing. And I guess it's way more successful because at this point, nobody believes in email, but people still really believe it when a text message comes through. And so they'll click on these links, and these links head you to offshore places, Hong Kong, Russia, South America, etc. So anyway, FYI, you don't take a toll road on your way to work here in Columbus, so don't pay your overdue tolls.
That would be like the one key factor. But wait, we don't have toll roads around here. Why would I have to pay that?
Right. All right. Those are your three things.
Yesterday, during the Blitz Rock Report, Tess was in here talking about Disturbed and how they are going on tour. And part of that tour is celebrating the 25th anniversary of The Sickness. And so they are going to do a full album concert. And I've seen quite a few artists do this lately. Now, it's not the first time it's ever been done, but I've definitely seen an uptick. I know Incubus just did it for Morning Glory, I believe, not that long ago. And, it's one of those things where it got me thinking, I don't know if there are many artists I would go see play a full album back to back. So here's the question, 800-821-9970 or 99700. What artist would you go see, or what album would you go see performed front to back? I got to thinking, Hybrid Theory, Linkin Park, I would go see front to back. No problem. But I don't know of many that I would go see. Thick, what's one for you?
Oh, I got several, but my number one would definitely be Master of Puppets from Metallica.
Okay. Kelly, you got one?
Well, if we can bring Freddie Mercury back, I would say A Night at the Opera.
Okay. All right. We want to hear yours. 800-821-9970. You can shoot us a text, 99700. What's that artist and full album you would see in concert front to back? Because we all know it's not, you usually don't get a great whole album.
Right.
Usually a couple of songs or the bathroom break songs that you go, or they're left off the concert set list for a reason. So we want to know what your choice would be. During the Blitz Rock Report yesterday, Tess brought up the story of Disturbed and how they're hitting the road. And part of that is to celebrate the 20th anniversary of The Sickness, and they are going to do the album front to back and then do like a second set with some new music. But you get The Sickness front to back. Incubus just went on tour, I think is still on tour, doing their anniversary show with their full album front to back. And it's become kind of a trend. And it got us talking off the air yesterday. What's that album you want to see performed by the original artist front to back? I would say for me, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. Thick, you said you had a few.
Master of Puppets is my number one. I would go AC/DC. Well, no, I'd go Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, number two, and Back in Black by AC/DC.
Appetite for Destruction.
You got to give Nirvana Nevermind. It's got to get an honorable mention there.
Okay. Could see that being a popular choice. Kelly, you mentioned what? Any Freddie Mercury Queen?
Yeah, Night at the Opera in specific. I would go see Megadeth do Rust in Peace front to back, or Countdown to Extinction front to back. I love both of those albums.
Okay. I would definitely see Controversy or 1999 by Prince performed, or Sign of the Times performed front to back. That would be a good one. Courthouse Sean says Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Kelly, somebody said, I saw Megadeth do Rust in Peace in full in Columbus. It was badass.
When was that?
I don't know.
Was I there? I feel like I might have been. But I don't know. That is a great album. Yeah. A great album. Yep.
Casey says Megadeth, Rust in Peace. Yeah. Oh, that's the one you just read. Oh, man, I pulled a Thick.
Yeah, I told you he would do it. I told you he would eventually get him. Gilbert wants Tool Lateralis. Brian says STP's core album, but only if we can bring Scott Weiland back. Well, we're kind of looking at all of these that way, is with the original band.
I agree with 4635. I would see Significant Other, Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
Front to back. Yep. They got a bad rap after many years, but boy, I love me some Limp Bizkit when they first came out.
Give me Led Zeppelin 4. I'll take Pink Floyd, The Wall, or Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, there's some great ones, man.
Kevin says Pearl Jam 10. I could totally see that. That would be a popular choice.
Brian said he saw U2 do the Joshua Tree in its entirety, and it was pretty incredible.
I remember when they talked about doing that. I will say, U2's 360 tour I saw at Mile High Stadium in Denver, and that is the number one concert for me that I've ever seen. Absolutely unbelievable. So I could totally see the Joshua Tree being a great album.
I would see System of a Down's debut album. Every track is great on that.
Let's see. Jason, Sublime. I could see that being another popular choice.
Yeah. We've got A Day to Remember, Homesick. Metallica's And Justice for All, Jerry wants.
That'd be a popular choice.
Yep.
Well, if you've got one, 800-821-9970. Of course, you can always shoot us a text, 99700. It's 997 The Blitz. Well, hopefully, as you were taking your 420 rip yesterday, you were also listening to Ronnie announce the Sonic Temple Song of the Day from Buckeye City Motorsports, and that was it. Freak on a Leash by Korn, because today we're giving away tickets for Thursday's show for Sonic Temple, which is headlined by Korn. And we've got Doug on the phone. Doug, good morning, man.
Morning.
Hey, congratulations. You have got yourself tickets for Thursday's Sonic Temple show.
That's awesome, dude. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, of course, it's the first day, the adrenaline, the hype, the excitement. So make sure that, you hydrate well early in the day.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, don't be one of those people out, done and done for it like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Oh, great. Okay. Well, enjoy, and thanks a lot. We'll get some info and get you hooked up, okay?
He's good.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. 420 again today. We will have another Sonic Temple Song of the Day from Buckeye City Motorsports. 420, Ronnie will have that song, and then tomorrow morning we will play that song sometime during the 7 o'clock hour, and you are going to get single-day passes for the Friday show, which is Metallica, Rob Zombie, and a whole bunch of others throughout the day at Sonic Temple, coming up starting May 8th. So there you go. What I forgot. Oh, here we go. That's
Gen
right.
Z.
The Gen Z thing. Yes. Gen Z gets a lot of crap because, well, they just do things differently than we do or that our parents did. And it's looked at in kind of like a softness. They don't have the mental fortitude that we're used to. They have different ways of handling things. It's a bit of a softer mentality. Basically, they're marshmallows is what they are. That's just what it comes down to. At least to a lot of people like us. And this, I don't think, is helping their cause necessarily. But on the flip side to it, trying to play devil's advocate, maybe they are doing it the right way. Maybe they're doing it the way it should have been done, so you don't have the rough and rugged mentality that a lot of baby boomers or Gen Xers have. Because Gen Zers are now starting what they are calling mini retirements. There's an article from a 24-year-old who just quit her job as a nurse, and she is now going to travel the world for 18 months to 2 years. She goes, I am taking a mini retirement. Some of us know it as like a sabbatical.
It's a long vacation is what it is.
Okay, but they're calling it a mini retirement because she does plan on going back to work. But after graduating from college, she spent 3 years working as a nurse. She did some travel nurse work, and so she saved up some money. And she goes, for my mental health, I'm taking 18 months off. I'm going to do some things I wanted to do. I'm going to go to England, do a little hiking, a little traveling. Is this the right way to do things? Would we not be as rigid as we are if we got to take those breaks? If we weren't crushed by nonstop work? Because that's what a lot of people in the article were saying of the baby boomer generation or the Gen X generation. No, you're supposed to be working. You're supposed to be contributing to society. You're supposed to be, putting your nose to the grind. And then when you're 65, you can retire. So is there anything wrong with doing it this new way?
I would say no, there isn't, because we're supposed to pay our bills and be responsible. Is what we're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And if you make enough money where you can take 18 months off, I can't fault you for it.
I think, though, there are certain careers where you can take 18 months off. Like if you're a nurse, you're guaranteed, you come back, you get 15 job offers in a day.
True.
But, if we quit a radio job to travel for 18 months,
no way.
You got to think of something else to do.
pretty much.
You're not getting back in.
It's going to be a real tough ride to get back in. You're absolutely correct.
I have two nephews who just did a 1 year travel the world, went everywhere. They went to Europe, they went to Asia, they went to Africa. And now the one nephew came back, and 9 months later, so he met a girl in Sweden. They've been dating for over a year now. And he's long distance.
Wow.
She's come here. He's gone there. Now he left it early January for 3 months in Sweden. So basically what he does, he works here. He has a job that will take him back anytime he wants to come back. He saves up all the money he needs. And now he's 3 months gone to Sweden to hang out with his girlfriend. Yeah, they're having a blast.
I'm wondering if, reading this article and seeing some of the responses, especially from, like I said, the baby boomers or the Gen Zers, if there's a tad bit of jealousy in there.
I agree. I do. Because I think, it really comes down to how much you make. And if you can't pay your bills and you're just like, well, I don't want to go to work because I'm lazy, that's the Gen Zer that I have a problem with. But if the Gen Zer makes enough money to do what this one's doing, I can't, it's only jealousy if you think it's wrong.
800-821-9970 or 99700. If you think this is a good idea, a bad idea. There's been a lot of talk about mental health over the past 10 years or so. It's really come to the forefront. Is this the mental health way of doing things? Because, I know growing up watching my parents, nose to the grindstone and just work, and that was it. And the stress that came along with it, especially like you said about money thing. I grew up in a very poor family. Didn't have much at all.
So you didn't have a choice. They had to work nonstop.
Mom had two jobs.
Yeah.
And so wishing upon her the ability to maybe take breaks here and there. I could see why people would want to do this.
Yeah.
But, again, for the people that did, for the people that knew, you went to work, you came home, you had your chicken, you had your potato, you went to bed, you did it all over again.
Yep.
I wish I could take an 18-month trip to Europe, without a doubt.
God. Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Mm-hmm. And I know there are a lot of people now, you can count remote work, people who can work from anywhere, which would be nice.
Yeah.
Or you can talk about people who consider their jobs being influencers, and maybe the travel is part of how they make their money because they're doing the reels and the TikToks and the things like that. But to actually just quit work and walk away from your job, like you said, medical field would be pretty easy to come back to.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking for that.
Yeah.
But for the average factory worker, for a teacher, might be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it kind of disrupts the whole system of working for retirement, working towards retirement, saving, 401ks, calculating your Social Security and all that for this goal at the end when you're 67 years old, you're going to retire and hopefully live to be able to enjoy it. But I think now Gen Z is like, you know what? Why am I not enjoying it now? And why am I waiting? I mean, you never know if you're going to even make it to retirement.
That's very true. And being the financially irresponsible person that I am, I live that way anyways, even though I don't have the money, because you can't take it with you. And, there are a lot of reports. And if anyone has spent any time reading about finances, interest rates, that wage gap is separating. Are you going to have retirement? The talk of Social Security, is that going to be there? So why not enjoy it now? I can totally see that. 99.7 The Blitz. Growing up, every summer for a good chunk of years, probably 5 or 6 years, starting at, I don't know, age 8 or 9 up until I was 15. I went to summer camp every year. The younger kids did a 3-week camp, and then when you got older, it turned into a 4-week camp. And you went away for an entire month.
Yeah.
Living in your cabins with, 10 other kids. And they had, 6 cabins for the boys and 6 cabins for the girls. And you did your summer camp things. Once out of the 4 weeks, we would go on a 5-day hiking trip in our tents and our backpacks and our metal pots and pans and walk through northern Michigan, through the trails. And, one day would be field day where you do soccer, and then we had arts and crafts and, summer camp stuff. Did you ever do summer camp, Kelly?
I did. Church camp. I went to Kelly's Island, believe it or not, for church camp. I think it was called Camp Patmos, and then went to Camp Scioto. It was a great time. I always loved church camp. It was just a week, though. I'd never been. And then, of course, we did like a Girl Scout camp, but that was only like one night, maybe. But yeah, just 1 week long church camps. That's all I've ever. I loved it, though. It was a blast.
What was really funny is I grew up in a suburb of Detroit, like a block north of 8 Mile, which, everyone's seen the movie, but you may not know 8 Mile is literally the dividing line. Everything south of 8 Mile is Detroit, and then north of 8 Mile is where the suburbs begin.
Okay.
And I lived just north of 8 Mile, and again, in a very poor neighborhood. And so going to school throughout the year and having the friends that I had throughout the school year was much different than camp people. So being gone for a month, it was a huge culture shock to go. It took, a week to get adjusted, and I was there for 3 weeks. And then I had to adjust back to the Detroit lifestyle, if you would, after coming back from summer camp.
So summer camp more like suburban kids?
Yes.
And
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to camp on like financial aid. They had like a financial aid program and things like that.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting because what was fun was in summer camp they would take the handkerchiefs a lot and they would tie them on their heads. That was like the fashionable thing to do. But in the city, that was kind of a do-rag look.
Yeah.
And it was like, I probably shouldn't be wearing this around like this anymore. I'm going to change that. But always had a blast. Well, now adult summer camps are becoming a thing. These week-long adult summer camps. And it sounds like an absolute blast, depending on which one you pick. Because I bring this up, there's a new one called Joy Camp. This one seems a bit weird. Do you have the audio pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a video from Joy Camp, where they're trying to bring joy to adults. And so there is a camp counselor explaining things, and then you're going to hear what the adults are doing. Take a listen.
But really make sure you get, really get zapped, right? Get zapped into laughter.
This is a group of adults, and what they're doing is they're walking around and touching each other on the arm, going, zzz, and then they're like, this sounds like the beginning of a cult.
I was just going to say that. It sounds like you are getting heavily indoctrinated into a cult right here.
Well, especially when you see the onesie, tiger prints on the guys.
Yeah.
Tiger print onesies, and I'm like, what is this?
No, go on. What do we?
It's just
I kind of like that.
It's bizarre. Oh, you do?
Why not? It's a camp uniform.
What would you want at an adult summer camp? 800-821-9970 or 99-700. Jeff already texted and says, heck yeah, I want an adult summer camp. I want to do practice with rifles and bows and arrows.
Yes.
We did that, archery in church camp.
Yep, we had archery for sure.
That was a blast.
Yep. The team games. We used to do the trust fall. We would do the trust fall.
Oh, I like that.
Stand up on the picnic bench, and you all kind of lace your arms.
That was a scout thing.
Yeah.
Love it.
I would want to play as adults because I think we would have a little more awareness. I would want to play lawn darts.
Yeah.
Bring back lawn darts. Although the thing with adult summer camp is there is drinking involved, so I don't know if drinking a lawn darts is a good idea. Make it like a early morning thing or like a brunch thing. Because 2 mimosas deep, you can still play lawn darts. Once you bust out the tequila at night, you shouldn't be playing lawn darts anymore.
No, that's when you move to cornhole.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, much safer to get hit by a beanbag. Can you think of an activity, Kelly, you would want at adult summer camp?
I've been dying to have time to learn how to play pickleball. It looks like a blast. I've never played. It looks like so much fun. I know it is like so hacky now to say that because everybody and their brother is doing it. But I want to learn how to play pickleball. It looks like a great time, and I don't have time to do it. So send me to camp so I can learn dang pickleball. And then I just want to sit around the rest of the time and relax.
See, that's the thing. You just want a chill atmosphere. You don't want activity after activity.
No, I want a pickleball lesson. I want to play as much pickleball as I want to play. And then I want to sit down and have fancy drinks and food and enjoy maybe a lakeside or an oceanside, something like that.
Vic, what would be your one activity you'd want at an adult summer camp?
I think at an adult summer camp, perfect activity for me is going to be paintball.
Oh.
And, of course, fishing.
Okay, yeah, fishing, obviously. Paintball would be a good one.
Yeah, man.
Okay. What's that one thing you would want at adult summer camp? 99.7 The Blitz. Saw an article about adult summer camps, and they are a thing. In fact, I just found one called Camp No Counselors. As if you want to go to Camp No Counselors, they actually have a website, and they have a couple different locations, including New York City. It looks like L.A. is one of their cities, and they have a couple New York camps, actually. So that I would actually, if I got a group of friends together, 6 of us or whatever, 3 couples, I'd say let's go to adult summer camp for a week.
Are you looking for clothing optional?
Not against it. No, I don't know if I want that. But an adult summer camp. What would be that one activity you would want at adult summer camp? Cocktail classes and painting classes, says 7138.
All right.
Cocktail and painting, okay.
We have somebody who said kickball and or Red Rover. Why not both?
Yeah.
Absolutely
Let's
both.
go for it.
The problem with Red Rover, I think, if you got the 25 to 44-year-old in there with some drinks in and playing Red Rover, you're looking at some dislocated shoulders.
Yeah, or like if you got any beginnings of osteoporosis, you've probably breaking some arms there.
Ah, there's that too. Yes. Let's see. I did see one. It said the big rig construction equipment. That would be fun to drive around. Like a giant bulldozer.
That's a fun
like
kind of camp.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That would be fun. I've always, anytime I see some sort of action movie, I've always wanted to like take some large vehicle and hit cars or drive
like a
over
monster
cars.
Truck situation.
Oh man,
what a blast would that be?
That's what I want at the adult summer camp. That's
monster
on the
truck.
That's on the bucket list, to go for a ride and jump some vehicles in a monster truck.
Eva says in her summer camp she wants to learn defensive driving techniques, learning e-brake turns and drifting. She said it sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, that is cool. That's cool.
I haven't done it in a long. We used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Empty parking lots.
Oh, dude, we did it last week at the last big snow. Me and Charlie did in his truck. We did donuts. I'm not going to say where because I don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
But we did go to an empty parking lot and we did 2 donuts, and then I'm like, okay, I think that's enough. I got scared.
You
Yes.
called it quits after 2?
After 2.
Come on.
Because it really felt out of control. We're in his, his
right, but
truck.
what are you going to hit though if you're
Nothing.
in an empty parking
well,
lot?
I felt like we were going to hit the Porta-John, to be honest. We were coming very dangerously close to that, but it was a blast.
Wait, you were in an empty parking lot with a Porta-John in the middle.
All right, it was the trailhead in Johnstown. It was the Licking County trailhead, giant empty parking lot. But they have they have a couple of Porta-Johns there. And yes, well, we came dangerously close to mowing one of those over.
Okay. Play freeze tag, Brent says. Oh, but you want really hot naked women.
With
okay.
really-
Well,
Oh,
that's an HR violation. So
Oh, my gosh. TJ said he had a fall camp salmon fishing at Manistee River, Cadillac, Michigan.
okay, yeah, I know Cadillac. So I could see that happening.
Now, Chris wants somewhere like Fantasy Island or Westworld. He said it's a shame that Star Wars Immersive Hotel at Disney closed down.
you just basically want sex dolls, is what I'm hearing.
What?
Well, no, I think he wants that fan. You remember that show, right? Fantasy Island.
I do.
You think it's sex dolls?
Mike says, I really want to find Bigfoot. He wants a camp. You got to go to Southern Ohio, Mike. I bet they'll help you.
Bigfoot hunt?
Yes.
Yeah, or Northern California. Jacob says, I would like to have beer or weed Olympics.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be fun.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Columbus Recreation and Parks Department is ending the use of nude models for classes at the Tyson Cultural Arts Center downtown. The models were previously invited in for the adults-only figure drawing class, but they will be clothed from now on. And how did we find out? Well, the people who were signing up for the class, maybe specifically for the naked models, I don't know, were like, hey, you're messing with our naked model drawing. So they asked the department. The department says there was no incident that caused them to take this part of the class out. They just said that there is a liability associated with having nude models in a public space. And they said they just weren't willing to take on the risk anymore.
What's the liability if a consenting adult is willing to be a model for an art class?
I don't know, other than the fact that it isn't like an 18 and older facility. Now, the particular class is, so the fact that there maybe could be a 7-year-old that could stumble in the door accidentally or something. I don't know what the liability is, but I'm assuming it was big enough that they weren't willing to take the risk. So they said they'll have models, still human models, but all their privates are going to be covered up. So you aren't going to get to draw that wang you were hoping to draw this year. All right, fabric and craft store chain Joann is closing, well, all of its locations. They were like, well, we're going to close about 500 of the 800 stores. No, every single last Joann is closing down. The company made the announcement on Monday. A liquidator has agreed to buy all of Joann's assets, and going out of business sales will be held at all stores. All right, Alec Baldwin had, I don't want to say, I called it a dust up. It really wasn't. You know, people love to sort of poke at Alec Baldwin and you know, he's had some temper flares in the past, etc. But this to me was such an egregious thing to do to a human being on the streets of New York City. It made me sick to hear it. Alec Baldwin was unloading luggage from a vehicle in New York City when a Donald Trump impersonator named Jason Scoop saw him and started some kind of a back and forth with him on the street, during which Baldwin threatened to snap the guy's neck in half. And I want to say, after listening to this, we may all want to help Alec Baldwin with his goal of seeing this guy put out of business. Listen to this.
Alec, it's your favorite president. Look, I will give you a total pardon for murdering that woman if you kiss the ring. Kiss the ring, Alec. Kiss the big, beautiful ring. Come on, Alec.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
No, you realize, but no, look at me. I want you to look at me.
Sure.
You know, you got a camera on me here?
The ring? No, it's the ring.
But you realize my kids live in this building, right? But I want you to know.
We love the children. We're doing great deals for the children.
So be real careful.
Okay.
If this camera wasn't here, I'd snap your in half and break your right out. You know that, don't you?
Okay. All right, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen, class act. Believe me.
I want you to get out of here.
Okay.
No, I want you to get out of here.
Oh, he's yelling at me. I'm a citizen of this. I was born and raised in New York City. I love you, Alec. Alec, look, you don't want to attack your favorite president, Alec. Look, I love you.
All right, so leading up to Alec Baldwin saying he'd snap the guy's neck, I want to tell you how much restraint he did. Like, he really restrained himself, because this guy went on and on and on, basically at least twice saying, I'll pardon you for murdering that woman. He kept going. Alec Baldwin didn't even look at the guy. He was really self-controlled until he just couldn't take it anymore.
Well, he kind of got right up in his face there before Alec finally said something.
And I get it. If you're Alec Baldwin or A-list celebrity, you kind of sign up for a level of invasion of privacy, especially in today's times. We've been addicted to celebrities for a very long time. We want all the inside information. It happens. But at this level, should be illegal. The paparazzi chasing your cars to get a picture of your kid.
Cockroaches.
Go to jail. Illegal.
Those guys are cockroaches.
That guy wanted Alec to hit him so he could sue and make money.
Well, I was just saying, it also clicks. He just wants clicks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you think it's funny to make fun of the worst possible moment in a human being's life, what happened to Alec Baldwin on that movie set is horrifying. And the fact that you did it and kept pressing in and kept pressing in and kept pressing in, I think it's disgusting. And I will literally, if I ever see a Jason scoop around, you're blocked. I don't care about one other thing you have to say out of your mouth because you're a horrid human being for doing that.
Absolutely.
All right, those are your three things.
It is no surprise the best and craziest headlines come out of Florida. I don't know what it is down there, what's mixed in the water, what's mixed with the meth. I don't know. But, boy, you got some great stories. And so every so often, we hear a great story, and we bring you a WTF. What the Florida? But I think we have reached the pinnacle. This could be the end-all, be-all story from WTF. Because I don't know if it gets much more Florida than this. A married couple in Tallahassee, Florida, Tito and Amanda Watts, were arrested a few days ago for selling golden tickets to heaven to hundreds of people. They sold the tickets on the street for $99.99 per ticket, and they told buyers the tickets were made from solid gold and that each ticket reserved the buyer a spot in heaven. Simply present the ticket at the pearly gates and you're in. Tito Watts said in his police statement, "I don't care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC and said to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space. I met an alien named Stevie who said if I got the cash together, he'd take me and my wife on his flying saucer to his planet that's made entirely of drugs. You should arrest Jesus because he's the one that gave me the golden tickets and said to sell them. I'm willing to wear a wire to set Jesus up." Amanda Watts said in her statement, "We just wanted to leave Earth and go to space and do drugs. I didn't do nothing. Tito sold the golden tickets to heaven. I just watched." Police said they confiscated over $10,000 in cash, drug paraphernalia, and a baby alligator. Of course you had a baby alligator. What? Now here's the question. They had $10,000 in cash on them. How much of that came from selling $99 tickets to heaven?
Right.
$99.99. Who bought these? Because I don't know if I'm madder at Tito and Amanda or the people that bought the tickets. This is absolutely unbelievable. And only a story that can come out of Florida. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to save this story because we're going to implement something new. This will not be the last WTF that we do. They happen all the time. But this is the first official entry into the WTF Hall of Fame.
Okay, I love it.
And what we're going to do up until about December 1st is if we all agree that the story is great enough, it's going to go into the WTF Hall of Fame. And then right around December 1st, we're going to put them on our website, and we're going to have like a bracket, and like a 16-team round-robin tournament.
Love it.
And we are going to find the greatest WTF story of the year. Okay. But so far, this is by far
I love it.
The front runner, without a doubt. Love us some WTF. What the Florida?
Buy 5 tickets, get one free.
That would be a good deal. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Your first story for your not so breaking news comes out of Hunan, China, where a 23-year-old woman was riding her electric bike back in 2023, in December of 2023, when a gentleman was driving a bit too fast. He was actually trying to handle an emergency, but ended up hitting Lee and knocking her off the electric bike with his car. And he jumped out, of course, and asked if you're okay. And she said, "I think so, a little sore." She ended up going to the hospital, had herself a broken collarbone and like a sprained shoulder. This gentleman found out that she was in the hospital and decided, this is my fault. I need to go check in on her. But in doing so, ended up visiting her just about every single day. Ended up sticking around the hotel room and like watching a movie with her. They ended up sharing stories. And just a couple weeks ago, they got married.
Oh.
Now,
she was hot, obviously, or he's not going to the hospital in the first place, right?
She's an attractive woman. Well, what's interesting is in the article, it says that she actually admitted her feelings for him, and he rejected her because he is 36 years old and said, "I am too old." Her being 23, saying, "I'm too old for you." But over time,
What, 10 minutes?
He came around and decided, no, this may work. And sure enough, they ended up getting married.
That's nice.
Mean, especially, at least you bring a unique story to the table.
It's a great origin story.
When you say, how did you meet? Because, Nora and I are like a whole bunch of couples. We met on one of the apps, and that I would say that is a majority of people. I mean, who's got a story of, let alone like meeting someone at the grocery store or maybe even a bar nowadays? Like, no one has that story anymore, especially not something like getting hit by a car and then falling in love. I mean, where did you meet your husband? How did you guys meet?
We met at church, but it's an enormous church. There's like 8,000 people there. So the chances of actually running into each other, but he was playing guitar. He's a guitar player. He was playing in the worship band, and I asked my friend, there's a ton of people, thousands of people in this church. I said, do you know who that guy is? And she said, yes, he's my brother-in-law's best friend. And I'm like, is he single? Can you introduce me? And the rest is history. But, so I feel like
that's a more traditional story.
Yes.
You've been together 30 years or something.
Yeah, we've been together a long time.
Okay.
So we met it, I guess, one of the more traditional ways.
Right.
Thick Rick did not meet his wife in a traditional way.
How did you meet Heather?
All right. So back before the internet was as big as it is, there were local online, what they called bulletin board systems. And there was one here in Columbus that had a D&D type game on it that I used to dominate. I mean, everybody hated me because I killed everybody and took all their stuff. And one day I tried to kill this character in the game, and they escaped out of where I was undead. I did not kill them, and I was mad about it. Anyway, that same night, the daughter of the guy who hosted this D&D game online had a party for all these users who were online, using this system. So I went.
Okay.
And I'm standing there and somebody said my name, and then this girl goes, you're the one who tried to kill me today. And I said, oh, you must be,
right.
who she was. And 1 year from that day, we got married.
Look at that.
If I had killed her, Goose, I would not be married to her today. She'd have never.
You don't think so?
I think she would have hated my guts so bad.
Did she call you Lord Zor, though, for the first few months of your dating relationship?
No.
Because that's how she knew you, Lord Zor.
That's my gamer tag.
I feel like she did.
No, she did not.
That would have been a reason to deny you right there.
Why?
Lord Zor?
I've been using that since D&D since I was 15 years old.
Again, a good reason to say no.
Lord Zor is an elven wizard. That's who Lord Zor is.
Yeah, it's an elven wizard, Goose.
How did I not know that?
I'm informing you. That's why I'm telling you this.
Oh, my gosh, it's so funny.
It's all right. Not everybody gets it. I understand.
Lord Zor, everybody loves you. So don't.
That is my name on everything gaming now.
Even
that
doesn't make it cool just because you use it a lot.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. That name has a history.
It does.
That
You're
name
right.
has championships behind it.
Lord Zor living in infamy.
That name was ranked number 1 in Madden 2001 for 6 weeks. What do you want me to do? I keep using it because it's got a history.
It's a lucky name.
Fair enough.
Look, I know a lot of people with gamer tags have been using them since they were little kids. And
For sure.
They're more bizarre than mine, believe me.
It's better than your one you used when you were 14 called Numbnut69.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm going to create that account somewhere.
Numbnut69. I guarantee Numbnut69 is taken.
Probably,
You're not going to be able to find that at all. Speaking of gaming, Candy Crush. Did you ever play Candy Crush?
Yes, I loved Candy Crush. I haven't played it in a long time, but I thought it was a very fun game.
Thick Candy Crush, you like that?
Oh, dude, I played it.
Of course
I beat over
did.
10,000 levels, and I got so sick
Did you,
of
Lord
it.
Zor?
Lord Zor ranked on Candy Crush.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lord Zor.
Yeah.
Well, you might be able to get compensation because a British woman's Candy Crush addiction just won her $215,000 in court. Here's the deal. She got hooked on the game years ago and absolutely could not stop playing. And unfortunately, it turned into kind of like a gateway drug because then she started playing virtual slot machines. And a court ruled it wasn't her fault and blamed her doctor for it. Here's the reason. A few weeks before she started playing Candy Crush, she saw a doctor and complained about restless leg syndrome. So the doctor put her on a medication called ropinirole, and it can help with restless leg syndrome. But it also mimics the effects of the feel-good hormone dopamine. And one of the side effects is it can make you more impulsive. Well, her doctor didn't warn her about that, even though they put her on twice the normal dose of what you're supposed to be. So she was getting that extra dopamine feeling, the extra impulsiveness. So the court ruled her meds were the reason she got hooked on Candy Crush and awarded her $215,000.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if I necessarily agree with this lawsuit.
So did she spend that much on Candy Crush?
I mean, if you're that addicted to it, I know there are people who have spent quite a bit of money. Because what is it? You can spend $9.99 or whatever and get extra lives or spins or whatever.
They have whole packages you can buy for $100
for coins and diamonds or whatever.
You want to keep
Power
playing,
ups.
baby? You'll pay up.
Really?
No, you can beat the levels without buying anything.
Right. I know my mom was addicted to it, but she never spent a dime on it. But yeah, she was on level 300-something thousand. Like, that's what she did. But as a, 82-year-old, that's what you did with your free time. You sat on your iPad and played Candy Crush.
The only time I actually did pull the trigger and buy some Pokeballs in Pokemon Go, and then it made me feel so stupid that I did that I just stopped playing Pokemon Go.
Well, you were just paying for entertainment that you loved.
Yeah, I suppose, but it still made me feel like, what am I getting out of this other than more tasks?
Dopamine.
I just bought myself into where I've got to do more things. So no.
Right. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Steve Sale says, all hail Lord Zor. Yep. Okay.
Lord Zor's got some championships.
Although I will say the overwhelming amount of texts right now are saying, forget Lord Zor, we want to know your breakdancing name.
Yeah, they've been trying for many, many years.
Right,
I feel like at this point you don't remember. That's why you're dragging us along.
I absolutely remember.
Do ya?
Oh, without a doubt.
Well, I guess I can't be convinced unless you let us know what it is.
Nice try, Kelly.
Yeah.
Nice try.
I'm not trying anymore. It's gotten boring to try because I know you're not going to. It's like not fun anymore.
Right, it's not fun anymore.
It's just annoying.
Yeah. Right.
Like, so I don't care anymore.
I call that a sore loser.
No, I agree.
Loser, how can I win? We're just asking you to give us a piece of information you won't give.
And at some point,
it's not a fun game anymore. Yeah, it's like, okay, I don't care anymore.
There you go. You're not so breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. All right, I want everyone to close their eyes and think back for a minute. Unless you're driving, don't close your eyes. But think back for a minute. 1994. Let's take a trip back to 1994.
All right, I'm there.
Do you remember 1994? Now imagine you're away, and then all of a sudden you step out into the world in 2025. And what would be something you would notice right off the bat that would be so strange because it's not something you ever really saw before?
Everyone's head's in their phones. Everyone's head's in their phones.
Well, a 15-year-old man from Hawaii by the name of Gordon Cordero just got out of prison on Friday after spending 30 years behind bars for a crime he did not commit, by the way. He was convicted of killing a guy in 1994 over a drug deal gone bad, but he always maintained his innocence, and DNA evidence finally cleared him. And he got to walk out free and clear after 30 years. First thing he did, got himself a nice steak dinner, as one would.
Did he get paid?
It doesn't say
He
in
had
the
to
article.
get some compensation.
You
right?
would think. I mean, I guess if the prosecutors didn't really do anything wrong, so to speak. I don't know how DNA evidence worked back in 1994. If they followed all the, legal precedents, and then finally DNA evidence cleared him. Do you get paid for that? Or any wrongful conviction? I don't know. But after the steak dinner, he said the craziest thing he's experienced so far are cell phone zombies.
Yeah.
He said everybody is looking at their phone all the time. I mean, flip phones weren't even a thing until 1996. All he had was a beeper. Didn't even have a cell phone.
Not for drug deals, though, because he's innocent.
Well, he might have still done the drug deal. He just didn't kill the guy.
Anybody.
Right,
Gotcha.
absolutely. He told the reporter he got his first cell phone as soon as he got on Friday, but he's not obsessed with it. And he said, yet. He mainly just thinks how weird it is, how his phone is always blowing up. Messages are coming through. instant contact. People are contacting him all the time. And he says it's just the craziest thing to see people on their phones all the time. And I'm trying to think what would be something else. I mean, I think obviously that would be the key thing. For me, I think it would be streaming services.
Yes,
and how everything is just instantly available. Everything from your old favorite TV shows to shows that don't even come on TV anymore. They only come to streaming services.
Or the fact that you don't really even need a TV anymore because of that.
Right.
You have your tablet or your phone or whatever, and that's how I watch. I watch TV on my phone almost exclusively.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Charlie and I are watching something together, we'll watch on TV.
I do it now, obviously. When Nora and I do like our date nights or I'm watching a movie because I'm, kind of renting this room that I watch my shows on my laptop.
Yeah.
But I think it's the male DNA inside of me. I need a big, if I'm watching an action movie, I need a big TV.
Or football.
Right. Not as big as possible.
Right. Exactly. What about, I can imagine you're walking around going, what is all this vaping thing going on here?
Yeah.
Those weird giant vape pens.
Yes.
The
boxes, the electric boxes, or even like you said, even the small ones.
Yeah. But just vaping in general.
That that wasn't a thing.
Vaping
back
weed.
in 1994.
How about a persistent odor of weed in society now?
Yeah.
Wait, weed's legal?
And nobody cares. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All the states that have legalized marijuana for sure. 800-821-9970 or 99700. You're gone for 30 years. You haven't been outside since 1994. What would be something really strange that you think would catch you off guard and make you do a double take to see? A guy in Hawaii, 51-year-old man by the name of Gordon Cordero, was just released from prison. He's been in there since 1994, wrongly convicted and set free finally. Says the strangest thing he notices are the cell phone zombies. Everybody is looking at their phone. But it brought up an interesting question. If you were away since 1994 and all of a sudden put back into society, what would be the strangest thing that you think you would notice? I mentioned streaming services. We're getting some... drones. 2195 says drones.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I guess the only thing that wouldn't be strange about that would be that, remote control airplanes and helicopters were around.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a little change to that. But delivery drones, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird. Or someone else mentioned the robots, which I just came in contact with last week on campus. I got stuck driving through campus.
the food robots.
And the food robots.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Stopping at crosswalks, avoiding people on the sidewalk.
Pretty neat, huh?
That would be absolutely crazy. And to go along with that, someone else texted in general, like Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Just having your food, having your fast food brought to your door.
That's right.
And even more so than that, Amazon in general. I mean, you can get anything you wanted.
Yeah, Cheryl said the hordes of Amazon vans everywhere.
Yes. Just delivered
Angela
right to your door.
Man buns.
Yeah, of course. I was trying to think, man buns weren't really around in the 90s, were they?
Right.
I don't really remember seeing. Even if you had long hair, you just kind of wore it down, and that was it.
Paul says a Starbucks on every corner, and Becky says people paying $5 or more for a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of which, I was shocked. Nora and I made this comment this weekend when we were up in Dublin. The amount of pizza in Dublin in particular. There was one corner in Dublin that had each corner had a pizza place.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. So much pizza. And it's become a thing now. All these artisan pizza places. I mean, it's just absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else
Brent
would be
says,
surprising?
how about that guy getting out of prison and then being told that he's been invited to a big concert at the Mansfield Reformatory? No, really, it's a concert at the prison.
Yeah. Yes.
We want you to come.
I would probably turn that one down. Be like, no, I am never stepping foot in that type of area again.
Somebody at 614 says, all the orange barrels are still here.
Right.
Yes.
We haven't finished up any construction.
Nope. That's just a constant loop of orange barrels and where the orange barrels are located.
Chris says the idiocracy effect, just how stupid people have become since 1994.
Yeah. Nick says food and how different things taste. Everything from Mountain Dew to Fruity Pebbles
That's
to
true.
chocolate.
Yeah.
The taste has changed
Yep.
for sure.
Angela says VR headsets and hoverboards.
Oh, yeah. VR headsets for sure would be, to put that on for the first time.
Yeah.
Would be really weird if you've never experienced a VR headset. And
It's
to have,
unsettling.
Yeah, to have that kind of, when it's in your peripherals and you get that, kind of all around view. It's
The
a little
best
unique.
videos on TikTok or whatever are people like slamming into walls with those on,
Oh, 100%.
or like tripping over coffee tables.
Yep.
Oh.
I did do one of the games where you're like climbing a mountain, and it's
And you feel like you're falling. Like if
It's
you,
weird, yeah.
Oh,
it's really wild.
Mike said in '94 I was still using a Walkman. Now we have Spotify.
Yes,
yeah. You
that's
don't need
true.
any sort of extra piece of equipment to play your music anymore.
Right.
It's just all included for sure.
The Cybertruck, somebody said.
That would make me think we've gone back in time.
Yeah.
That thing is just an ugly piece of crap.
It's something you drew when you were like in 5th grade.
Yes. And then Jacob says how the Browns still have not won a Super Bowl.
Can't believe it after all these years.
After all these years, absolutely. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
A fraternity at Miami University in Ohio has been suspended after a student complained of inhumane hazing. According to an incident report, a student was hazed for multiple days at the hands of the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity. He was forced to, this is kind of gross, so I waited till after breakfast hour to tell you about this, because it's pretty, there's one part that is like very vomitous. Literally. So he was forced to give up his cell phone, so he couldn't communicate with anybody during these days. He was allegedly required to ingest an entire can of chewing tobacco, like eat it, and then do a handstand, which of course he vomited and then was told to eat the vomits.
Okay,
Yes.
that's not hazing. That's just cruel and torturous.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's sadistic.
Yes.
Like there's something wrong. There's something criminally wrong with you when you're
that's
doing
not
this to
good.
somebody else. Pledges were forced to do wall sits while covered in baby oil. And then every time they slipped, which they did the whole day, they had to drink alcohol. So they were all freaking hammered by the end, which that kind of seems normal for hazing. I don't
bit.
necessarily hate that.
Borderline alcohol poisoning, but okay.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it seems normal. According to the report, pledges were forced to stay in a basement. We're not allowed to leave except for food and showers. It's like, well, that's what we're all doing. We're just forced to stay somewhere until we get out for a food and shower.
Right.
The victim also, I guess, after it was all said and done, and he was really upset about all this, received a threatening message from an active member of that fraternity saying he would hold a 12 gauge down his throat and watch his brain splatter.
Yeah, you can't do
You need
that.
to go to jail.
You can't do
You
that.
need to cool your heels in jail for a weekend for sending that text message. That's nuts. So the university basically notified the chapter and said, you're suspended. No more. We're going to investigate all this, and you're not getting together anymore until we figure out what happened.
If you're making your pledges eat their own vomit,
Yeah.
you need to be suspended.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. This is wild. The former Secret Service agent who shielded First Lady Jackie Kennedy during the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963 has died. It's just amazing to me. It's just like such a moment in history that seems we're so far removed from. But the Secret Service says that Clint Hill died at home yesterday at the age of 93. Hill served 5 presidents and was given the highest civilian honor for bravery awarded by the U.S. Treasury Department for his part in protecting the First Lady during that assassination.
Quick side note. I'm just curious. I don't know if anyone's looked into it. Has there been any new information from the release of the JFK files?
I feel like they're so heavily redacted, we're not really seeing much new.
Okay. I was just curious. I remember I think it was 1994 when they released that JFK movie with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I became obsessed with JFK for a period of time because that movie was so good.
What's your theory about the whole thing? Do you have an
I
idea?
don't even really have one.
Yeah, no,
I'm
the
just
shooter on the grassy knoll. Was there more than one? The
No.
book depository.
This is my one argument because I think the one thing that I got really obsessed with, and I can't remember. I remember reading an article about the falsities and the truth hoods in that movie, but the magic bullet that went through like 4 people. The only thing I do know is when I was 5 or 6, The day before Thanksgiving, my father got on a bus in Detroit to go to work, and a guy got on the bus and pulled a gun and was robbing the bus. And my dad was a very large man, 6'3", 270 pounds. And my dad stood up and was like, yo, man, just go ahead, take what you want and get off. And I guess the guy got spooked and pulled the trigger. And the bullet went in my dad's left thigh, came out the inside of his left thigh, went into the inside of his right thigh, and came out the back of his right leg.
Whoa!
He had 4 bullet holes. No broken bones, no shattered arteries.
Lucky.
Nothing like that. So how did that bullet... I mean, I used to help clean his bullet wounds. I'd sit and pour hydrogen peroxide on his bullet wounds because I was so fascinated by it. But how did that bullet make all those turns with no major damage? So along the lines of the magic bullet, doesn't necessarily mean there's a second shooter. But I don't know.
If everything's so redacted, did they really release the files?
Right,
You know?
exactly.
I mean, what does that mean? We're going to release this, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
I need more of that story at some point, Goose. That is nuts that your dad got shot like that.
Oh.
What the heck?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just finish up with Kim Kardashian. We know she's studying to be a lawyer, and her mission is criminal justice reform. And she's already helped save one man from death row in Oklahoma. Last year on Instagram, she posted an image of death row inmate Ivan Cantu in Texas to highlight his case. But she posted a picture of the wrong Ivan Cantu. This other Ivan Cantu lives in New York and says his reputation has been destroyed because people now think he's a killer. And you think, oh, come on, man. She's Kim Kardashian. You just want some of her money, right? But she does have 357 million followers on Instagram. So that is quite a large mistake to make if you're going to post somebody's picture and say they're a death row inmate, a murderer on death row, and it's the wrong guy. He may have a claim, I don't know, but he has filed a civil lawsuit against her for that and is asking for a jury trial to determine damages. I feel like maybe, $100. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
You don't get millions from Kim Kardashian. She's trying to do a solid for somebody. And there was somebody with your same name on death row. It was a mistake. $100. That's my judgment in this case. You deserve some damages, but not very much.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You have the same name of someone that was trying to be helped.
Right.
What more do you want?
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
All right, those are your 3 things.
One of the best things about this job is being able to help out when help is needed. You know, we've got a microphone, we've got a transmission tower, we can reach a lot of people, and it's always nice to help out when we can. And you've heard it. If you've ever listened to the radio for any amount of time, you've heard radio stations do radiothons, raising money, stuff a bus, teddy bear giveaways. We've done it all. Whatever kind of is in need, we try and help out with. And that's why I decided to step up in a time of need. Because I think one thing we're all feeling, one thing we're all talking about, those damn egg prices, man. Egg prices are through the roof. So we're doing our part. I went out and I bought a bunch of Costco gift cards, and I'm here giving you the eggs. That's right, the Blitz, giving away 5 dozen eggs every single day this week. So if your kids are mad they're not getting their scrambled cheesy eggs in the morning, or you really want that veggie omelet, or your souffle isn't turning out the way you want it to, or you can't bake that damn chocolate cake because you just don't have the eggs, I got you. So here you go, 800-821-9970. We'll take caller number 12 right now to, kind of mimic the dozen eggs.
12, yeah, I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Why's it got to be a veggie omelet?
I love a veggie omelet.
I need some meat in there, some cheese.
See, but I want the veggie, and then I get the side of bacon. I want to take the bite of bacon.
That's fine.
With my veggie omelet.
But I like that, like some ham and cheese.
I don't do ham.
Get some mushrooms
I don't
in
do
there.
Sausage. Yeah, I want mushrooms, green peppers, onions, a little bit of spinach maybe, and then take a huge chunk of bacon in my mouth.
Well, I can do that with anything I eat.
That's true, too. Yeah, absolutely. Caller number 12 right now, 800-821-9970. Could you use 5 dozen eggs from Costco?
Hell yeah.
Then we want to get you hooked up just because we love you, just because we're going to help out with inflation and egg prices and get you taken care of right now, 99.7 The Blitz. Helping solve the inflation crisis 5 dozen eggs at a time. That's how we roll. We've got Katie on the phone. Oh, Katie, are you there?
Wait.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Hey, congratulations. You've won yourself 5 dozen eggs.
Woo! Thank you.
Are
I'm so excited.
eggs a big thing in your family?
So I have 6 kids.
Oh,
wow. Oh, okay.
Right. So everything.
Yeah, we have absolutely we've helped out the Katie household, haven't we?
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's what it's all about. Because I'm a big egg eater. I love eggs.
Yeah.
And then but not everyone in the family does. So I'm the one that goes through the most eggs by far. But 6 kids, yeah.
What's the age range there on the kids?
So my oldest, I have a 12-year-old, an almost 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and 2 4-year-olds.
Busy. Oh, is that? Wait, are they twins?
Hell no.
Oh,
Yep. I had 6 of them within 8 years.
Wow.
So.
My hands instantly started to sweat. Like, there is no way in hell. That's unbelievable.
It's like so fun at our house, though, because I'm not like you know how most people have big families and they're like super proper and stuff. We're more fun at our house.
That sounds good. Yeah, I like it.
Hey, yeah, what's the breakdown? What'd you say? 5 boys and 1 girl?
Yes. Yeah, one of the twins is a girl, so.
Oh, and she's the youngest, too. Oh, she's protected for the rest of her life.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
She is going to have a very hard time finding a boyfriend. Very difficult time. Mainly because she will be able to beat the crap out of most of them, because you don't grow up with 5 older brothers without being able to handle
She's
your own.
She's going to be a tough girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
well, Katie...
just like beating them with it.
Right, yeah. Happy to help feed the kids for the next little while with your 5 dozen eggs. Congratulations. And we are going to send you off that Costco gift card to go help out, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. And this is like so nice that you're here. It seems like you're like really excited to be in Columbus and the area and do stuff for us, too. That's really cool.
I absolutely am. I'm loving it, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Katie.
Yeah, absolutely, hon. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Be careful.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
All right, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. I wish I would have paid more attention in English class, because I'm going to get this wrong. There's a difference between crevice and crevasse.
Yes.
I thought a crevasse was a necktie, like the scarf, the necktie, but no, they're referring to a crevice is a small crack. A crevasse is a huge crack.
Yeah.
So, someone like Kelly has a crevice. Someone like me, I have a crevasse.
Yeah, same here.
If you so childish. If you are suffering from an existential crisis, you can get some real relief with Tylenol. A study found that Tylenol actually helps people overcome the fear and anxiety that comes from deep philosophical issues. I need that every so often after I partake in a gummy or two.
I was going to say, sativa works the same way.
See, sativa is what sends me into the existential crisis.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
It's funny how it affects people differently sometimes.
The worst thing, I can't even do it anymore. I've done it like twice, and I learned I can't do it, is I can't watch, I can't take a gummy and watch, like, the Nature Channel or National Geographic.
Really?
Yeah.
That becomes more fascinating to me.
But then I start wondering about all the things I'll never see and the vastness or anything, God forbid, anything to do with space.
Oh,
Game over after that. No, I'm in a puddle on the couch in the fetal position. Yeah. The weed! No way. The Holy Roman Empire wasn't discovered until 1806, which means there were 3 decades where the Holy Roman Empire and the United States were both in existence. It's pretty crazy to think about. Because when you talk about the Roman Empire a lot, you think of Gladiator or the Colosseum and the thing of Julius Caesar. You think of those times. But no, actually it was a time where it all coexisted. A chimp's poop-throwing ability is actually a sign of intelligence. They have found out the more accurately that the chimp throws his feces, the stronger his brain is. I did not know that. And finally...
Does that count for us? octopus.
I mean, I guess.
Hey, I'm just smart, man. Don't arrest me.
It goes back to the existential question. If you poop in the shower, are you picking it up and throwing it away, or are you waffle stomping it? I mean,
that is sick. That is really disgusting, man.
And finally, I did know this little tidbit of information. If you've ever been walking down the street and you're like, I think that crow is following me. I think that crow is angry at me. Well, you may be right, because crows remember who have done them wrong. According to experiments by a professor at the University of Washington, crows hold grudges against individual humans for up to 17 years.
Wow.
They will not forget.
You know what other animal does that? Orca.
Oh, really?
Killer whale. Yes.
They can remember if you've done them wrong?
Yes.
Yeah, but who's doing an orca wrong?
Well, was that the name of the movie? Orca. The killer whale.
Oh, Blackfish.
No, it's called
movie.
Orca.
Okay.
And, so the whale hunters caught the mate of another killer whale, and while they had it strung up on their ship, it had a baby. It was pregnant, and this baby came out of while the whale is hanging. This baby came out of the whale and dropped onto the deck and was basically dead. And the father whale was in the water watching this, and when that whale went insane, and you saw its eye look. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Anyway, saw his eye look and saw the guy on the ship.
Right.
His vision in that whale's eye, and that whole movie was him after the guy.
Fair enough.
It's kind of like Moby Dick,
right?
You know.
There you go, learning you some stuff on a Tuesday morning. It's 99.7 The Blitz.